Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading. No, this is your bonus reading, just kidding. We're going to jump right in here. You have the stork and the mountain. I'm using the gilded Lenormand here. So this combination right here can represent like a challenging transformation or trying to transform your life in some way, but feeling like there is a blockage or feeling like things are getting in your way. So you might be trying to change something, or you have been trying to change something and it just hasn't been working. And, in a lot of ways, this could be progress because we have the Eight of Wands here. Eight of Wands kind of is progress because it's forward movement, or it's just, movement in your life in general. So you could be trying to like make moves in life or trying to kind of like, get to a more comfortable place in your life. You clearly have the vision. You have the Nine of Pentacles right here. And so Nine of Pentacles is kind of like a card that says heaven on earth. It is a card of heaven on earth, but it doesn't really mean that you will have heaven on earth. It just says you are trying to create your own little slice of heaven on earth, right? You start with the Ace of Pentacles here. The Ace of Pentacles says there's an opportunity in front of you. I kind of think it's funny that there's a mountain right here, in between this archway on the Ace of Pentacles. So, the thing about the Ace of Pentacles is it's a very good card, but it just represents an opportunity that has potential. So potential means nothing. Potential means what we put into something is what we're going to get out of it. The mountain also, with this garden in the front of the card here, it kind of represents the work that we have to put into something to get it to grow. So I always say with the Ace of Pentacles we have to water it, feed it, fertilize it, give it sunlight. And so I'm speaking very generally here. But the Ace of Pentacles literally could be any opportunity in your life at all that you're wanting to grow, or anything in your life that you're trying to see be successful. And, you are a Capricorn, so you should be used to climbing mountains, right? And, I think that you could be looking at an opportunity and you might be saying to yourself, this is just another mountain to climb. I feel like the question here is it worth it? And the funny thing is that your outcome is the Hermit. The Hermit has climbed the freaking mountain. So I don't know, it kind of looks to me like you're thinking about doing something that might require a lot of effort, that would lead to a transformation. The Hermit has definitely gone through a transformation. We'll talk about it. And I feel like this is something, this is one of those moments where I feel like saying you're just going to do this anyway, so like why not do it, whatever it is? I know I'm speaking very generally, but for some of you this could be a work opportunity, a business opportunity. For others, this could have to do with it could be any type of opportunity that you are thinking about putting work into. You have the Sun, which is your crossing energy. The Sun crossing says that you need to be more positive about this opportunity that's in front of you. This is a card of optimism, of course. So having it as your crossing energy, which, in the Celtic cross, the crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you. And so the Sun basically says you need to be more optimistic about the outcome or the potential outcome of whatever it is you're working on here. Next, in the area of what's on your thoughts, on your mind or the area of your thoughts, you have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is good. I do get a little bit of racing thought energy here for you, Capricorn, so, your thoughts could be racing about something. But I also do feel pretty positive about this. The Eight of Wands is a card that literally says we need to make sure our thoughts are moving in one direction. All those wands are pointing just in one direction. So, it's really important that we don't pull in two directions with the Eight of Wands because then we're creating more confusion. As long as we're focused in a direction, we will be successful with the card. So it's pretty good that you have it here. It is a card of quick success as well. This can also represent communication, and I do feel that there could be important news coming in for you with that card. Next, in your foundation, you have the Devil. I feel pretty good about this because when you show up as yourself, it really puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want from the reading. But the Devil, this is you showing up in the foundation, so it's even better when you show up as yourself in the foundation. It kind of says that you are entering into this reading in a very strong position, or you're entering into the reading in a foundational position like you are strong enough to support the reading, if that makes sense. And it feels pretty good. Next, in the area of the past, this is the energy that you are moving past. You have this Lighthouse card. It says you are light that can't be hidden, so don't ever try to dim it, for one. Right here, we have the Sun crossing, which is like saying you're dimming your light. The Hermit, he is that light trapped in his lantern. I always say that the Hermit, He needs to shine that light out into the world. He needs to kind of like open that lantern up and kind of put it out there. You have this entanglement card. Says, if you realize that you're in an entanglement, maybe time to move on or take a break. I would definitely say yes to that question because we have the Seven of Swords also in the past. The Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing, so, this could represent you walking away from a person or you, leaving a sneaky situation behind. Doesn't even have to be a person. Could be anything. Bosses can be sneaky. Jobs just in general can make us feel weird or whatever. So I feel like you're kind of getting out of a tricky situation. I also feel that I feel like you're not having to do something anymore, which is not a very clear message that's popping into my head, but, let's put it this way. He is doing something in a specific way. He is stealing those swords from the army in the background so that they can't go to war with him. It's kind of like I get this certain feeling of flexibility on the Seven of Swords, like maybe you had a job where it was like very regimented, like you had to do things this way. It was like that was it. I feel that you are entering into a time where, you are going to have like a little bit more creative license, like artistic license. And, I would embrace that. I would be kind of using your creative skills or your creative mind to be working, especially in work or business. Next, in the area of messages, no, this is your very near future. You have this truth be told card and this all that glitters card. This could represent you seeing the truth in something. The all that glitters card has those two masks on it, and it basically says, all that glitters is not gold. The truth be told card says that you are taking off the mask. Like there is literally a mask underneath this owl here that it's standing on. So I feel like you're getting to the truth of the matter in life. And I feel what you are getting to the truth of is probably your vision with the Nine of Pentacles. Again, Nine of Pentacles is heaven on earth. That does not mean that you are going to be experiencing heaven on earth. What it means is that you see what heaven on earth would look like for you. You understand it, and now you can work to create it. You even have the Temperance card next, which says that there are clearly going to be changes that have to be made to get to this place if you aren't there already. She has this falcon on her hand here, and the falcon represents her focus. She is training her focus. And again, you have that Eight of Wands, so training your focus looks like it would be very important for you at this time, or making sure you're focusing on the right things is going to be important for you. I would also make sure that you're focusing on putting yourself in a good, like a solid environment. We have the snail here. The story of the snail is that the snails wear their homes on their backs, so she is very focused on the environment that she's in, and she's making sure that she's creating like an environment of success for herself. In your outcome row, you have this wife and engagement card, and you have this news and messages card. Definitely could be some important news coming in for you, especially with the Eight of Wands. So, if you're waiting for news or waiting for like approval or something like that, there could be some news. I don't really see this as a love reading. Obviously, there's no love cards here. But, again, if you're with a person, definitely could be marriage potential here. If you don't have love and if you don't want love, you could just be committing to the Nine of Pentacles. And really, I feel with this reading, the Nine of Pentacles is probably what you are engaging, right? You are engaging with your vision of your perfect life, whatever that is. In the area of the next few months, you have the Temperance card. Big changes. Remember your first two cards here. The stork and the mountain represent having a hard time making a transition. The two cards together basically say that, or having a hard time making a change. So, I feel the Temperance card is saying you're finally changing. I feel like you're realizing that there's nothing more for you to do. Sometimes I feel that the Temperance card is kind of like trying to make things perfect, He's trying to turn water into wine here. But there's this path right here that goes to this glowing crown in the background. That path is called the path to glory, so basically the path to heaven on earth, right? But he's trying to perfect something instead of just getting off on the path, instead of just going on the journey. And so I kind of feel over the next few months you are just going to be progressing and choosing. I feel like you're realizing that there's nothing to change. You have the Two of Swords in the area of your closest relationships. If you do want love, again, not really a love reading, I will say it. If you want love, I feel like you have to open up. It's like you're trying to protect your heart here, Capricorn. But she needs to realize that things can go another way. She is thinking, this or that, and she's protecting her heart, but there's this new option behind her here on this island. And she needs to get to that new island. She also needs to trust her intuition as well, and she has that blindfold on. And, blindfolds in the tarot say you have to trust your intuition. So we can't enter into a relationship, trying to protect ourselves too much, right? We have to be willing to be vulnerable and open up with a person and all that other stuff. And so I would make sure that you're trusting your intuition so that you can do that, and realize that things are not always, going to be the same with every single person. The Two of Swords here can also be like, I would be careful of getting in between two people is what I'm getting here. I'm not talking about love either, although, there could be love. This could be a love situation. Let me give you an example. It's like maybe you have a friend that's fighting with their spouse. Two of Swords can be my card of mediation, kind of mediating two sides of an argument. But just intuitively, if you have a friend that comes to you and is like, oh, I need help with this person's doing this, and I feel like if you get in between something that it's going to be a huge issue. So just a little bit of a warning. I would completely avoid getting in the middle of two things, two people, two situations, two issues. I would avoid it at all costs. Definitely popping into my head. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Queen of Swords. Really good, because this would say you're finally seeing things clearly, or you're feeling much more clear in a lot of ways. This is a pretty mental reading because of the Eight of Wands showing up in the area of what's on your mind. So I feel you are gaining great clarity on the direction that you need to move in. She only has clouds halfway up her body, and she can see the future very clearly. And so I feel you are clear on how to get to the Nine of Pentacles again. Really, very simple. I would be committing to creating the Nine of Pentacles if I were you with this reading. You have the Hermit. This card said you're a light that can't be hidden. So don't ever try to dim it for anyone. The Hermit is dimming his light. He is hiding that star. It's basically the star that he has in his lantern, and he needs to shine that star out all over the place. He has also climbed the mountain, so we have the whole entire journey, with those first two cards. It's like you're trying to transform, or you're trying to create some sort of change in your life that you've been having a hard time, making the change. Now you're making the change. You have climbed to the top of the mountain. So this reading is, in a lot of ways, is kind of saying you have overcome an obstacle, or you have overcome something that has prevented your transformation, which again, that could be good. With the Ace of Pentacles and the Sun, you have the Hermit. Are you kidding? There you go. So, these two cards basically kind of tell the whole story because we have the mountain in the background of the Ace of Pentacles, and you have the Sun, which would be you getting attention or stepping into light, or stepping into the limelight, or stepping into the spotlight. Whatever you want to call it. The Sun sometimes, I think, says we need to get attention. Again, it shines a light on something. Usually our attention is drawn to an idea. And that's what we need to pay attention to with the Sun. But the Sun can also say that you need to be the one that gets attention. You need to be the one that stands out. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, again, a lot of change going on here. Eight of Cups is just walking away from things that no longer serve you. So he is walking into darkness. He has no clue where he is going, but it doesn't really matter. He's going to do it anyway. And he also is walking away from something he knows no longer serves him. So the Eight of Cups is really about walking away from things that no longer serve you. With the Devil card, you have the Three of Wands. Yes, you are expanding, which is great. I feel that Devil is you, like I said. The Three of Wands, I'm pretty sure you always get the Three of Wands with me lately. And, the Three of Wands really says, what are you waiting for? You clearly see something. Queen of Swords, Eight of Wands, the Sun, it's like, something is trying to get your attention, or your attention is drawn to something that could bring heaven on earth, or, could bring you to a place of great success. The Three of Wands is saying, take the risk of getting out on these boats. Clearly, whatever you're thinking about doing is going to be an adventure. You have to climb a freaking mountain to be able to do it, but, I would go for it because I think it'll lead to growth. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I feel like someone or something had you stuck in a weird little round and round type of situation here. The Wheel of Fortune can represent repeating a cycle, and so, with that Seven of Swords again, some of you maybe were in an entanglement just like that entanglement card said, or, maybe you've just been going round and around on something. And some of you with this reading could finally be making a decision. This doesn't have to be something toxic or something bad. If you have just been thinking about something over and over and over again, like, oh, should I start this business, or should I write that book that I've always wanted to write, or should I, get that job that I want, I feel like with the Eight of Wands you are finally making the decision. It's like you're getting off the hamster wheel, which is good. With the Nine of Pentacles you have the King of Swords. King of Swords is a card of knowledge and wisdom. I'm pretty sure you get this card with me quite a bit. And the King of Swords, if you have been on a long journey, which clearly you have, having Pluto in your sign for so long, now that it's left, thank God, right, Capricorn, but now that it's left, I feel it's time for you to share your knowledge and share your wisdom. And the Hermit needs to do the same thing. When we have been through something very difficult, I feel it's very, very tempting to keep yourself in isolation because you're protected, you don't have to deal with any potential issues. Two of Swords, it's like Two of Swords, she's trying to protect her heart because she doesn't want to deal with an issue again, but she needs to live life. She needs to do something again, right? I get tons of comments of people who are like, everybody always cheats on me. I'm like, well, not everyone cheats, clearly. Not calling you out, but there's something wrong with you because you keep picking cheaters. People tell us exactly who they are on day one, right away. Every single person I've ever been with has said exactly what's going to happen. I just didn't listen. And I always tell people that doesn't mean you shouldn't date those people anyway. If someone says something weird to you, or if you pick up on something, just pay attention. And, again, if they keep doing whatever it is that you don't like, leave, right? If they change or if they don't do bad things, then great, stay, But it's very, very simple. I think people make it way too complicated. And, what I would say there with that Two of Swords is not everyone is the same, so you have to open up. And, you're not dead. I literally just said this. It's like people act like they're dead when they go through a breakup. It's like you're not dead. You are perfectly fine and just date someone else, right? If you don't, then you're just letting past people live your life for you. With the Temperance card, you have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is wealth building, so a lot of you I do feel are probably focused on this because I feel that money has been a challenge for Capricorn for a while. So, I just think a lot of you are focused on increasing your wealth, but it's coming up, so that's good. With the Two of Swords, you have the Ten of Wands. Other people, today or this period could just be one of those times where you don't really want to deal with people, which is fine. I think the Ten of Wands can be burdens, especially in the area of you. This is the area of your closest relationships, and the Ten of Wands is like other people's burdens. So you might really be trying to avoid other people's burdens, which again, that would be a good thing, not a bad thing. Remember, I literally said this. I literally said, do not get in between two people. That would be that would be taking on someone else's burdens, right? When you get in between, an argument or two friends or something like that. So this is definitely a warning to not do that. With the Queen of Swords, yes, I think you need to focus on your own progress. Knight of Pentacles can represent making progress or moving forward. And with the Queen of Swords there, I definitely feel you're kind of making progress. With the Hermit, you have the Empress. Really good. Yes, you need to shine your light so that you can be in Empress mode. Like I said, it seems to me like you are focused on building wealth or building more success in your life. And I feel like that would be very, very good for you, Capricorn. You have this Candle card. Says you will be shown the way. We have so much light in the reading, the Sun, the Lighthouse, the Empress, the Hermit. I feel that you are definitely being guided towards something very important in your life. I also feel like there's something that you need to pay attention to. There with the Sun is crossing in your reading. The Sun is pretty much always positive, but there, I was definitely getting that message about attention and where your attention is going or what your attention is pointing you towards. And, maybe that's what you need to pay attention to. You have this dragon that says beware of self-delusion. I don't know, I think everybody's delusional right now. We have Neptune in Pisces still. Neptune will move into Aries later, but Neptune's going to retrograde back into Pisces again. And it's not going to fully leave until a later time. So I don't know, it's a very delusional time. I think we all need to make sure that we're not being delusional. You can't make this one up. You have this Wedge card. It says someone will try to come between you and a friend or something you want. I literally said it on the Two of Swords and the Ten of Wands. So I would make sure that you are not getting involved in something that you don't need to get involved with. I literally said it. You have this Angel card. It's a spiritual guidance, protection from harm. I kind of feel this is encouraging you to take bigger risks. Like there's clearly something you want with this reading, and I feel like you need to go and get it here, Capricorn. You have the Nine of Pentacles. It's like screaming heaven on earth to me. And, might not be like a million things that you're getting here with that Nine of Pentacles, but there might be something really important, or, there could be like a really fulfilling opportunity with the Ace of Pentacles. And it could be, it kind of looks like work or business or wealth to me. And so, I would really go for those things with that card. You have this Rooster. It says an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Mars retrograde in Leo. It's currently retrograding in Cancer, doesn't matter. It started in Leo, and Mars retrograde in Leo is really, really bad for arrogant, boastful people. So I would avoid people like that, plain and simple. But this looks pretty good here, Capricorn. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your time ahead.